Hello drafters. So, it's no secret at this point, there is a new Bambu Lab printer being announced very shortly. And it looks like it's going to be a successor to the A1 series. We know what it's called. It is the Bambu Lab A2L. And the L is important because it means large. If you didn't already get the email, or if you haven't checked out the Bambu Lab website, you might not be aware of this page here. This is basically the pre-announcement page where you can put in your email and click on stay tuned so that as soon as the announcement goes live in whatever form they choose to do, you'll be notified of it. We can see here it says June 1st, 2026 with big heading, it's a big one, A2L. And that's all we know at this point. Or is it? Because, well, this is no secret anymore. The specs have already been leaked. We know exactly what this printer is, and we have all the details, and that's what I'm going to share in this video. Warning you now, if you want to be surprised, don't watch the video. Let's get right into it. Obviously, A2L. So this printer is going to be the next in line, the successor to the A1 series, which, as we all know, has been a great printer. I have an A1 Mini myself. I don't have an A1, but the A1 Mini has been a great printer. The A1 I know is also a great printer, especially for beginners or people that just don't want that big bulky machine like the H2 or the X series that I have behind me. The A1 series did use that older technology of the bed slinger designs, but people knew it for its reliability. And Bambu added to that in the way that they do by giving it a full color capability as well with its AMS light system. And even more recently, you can now add the traditional AMS units to the A1 series. People in the Bambu Lab community and the 3D printing community in general have been calling out for a large format printer. And we've always been interested in seeing what Bambu would bring to the table because we know them for their reliability and pushing the edge of the limits for their machines. And so initially, when the A2L was announced or teased, we thought this was it. And we're talking 450, maybe 500 millimeters of working space. But as you'll see now, we'll move into the specs. It's not quite that size. What has been leaked is this page, which looks like it's been taken directly from the product page. It's very much their styling. I believe this is the actual details. I don't really see much reason why it wouldn't be. But here we can see the Bambu Lab A2L compared against the Bambu Lab A1. And the biggest point of difference here is the size. So the traditional A1 was 256 by 256 by 256 millimeters. This new A2L, or large, is going to be 330 by 320 by 325 millimeters. This means it's going to most closely match the H2D series of printers. For instance, if you see the specs for the H2C, which is their latest high-end multi-nozzle, multicolor machine, the specs here is 325 by 320 by 320. Then you have the H2D, which is 325 by 320 by 325. And the H2S, which is what I have behind me, is still their largest offering, which is 340 by 320 by 340. And that is because in the H2 series, it's using a single nozzle. It can use the full bed when it's printing. Whereas with the H2C and the H2D, they have those dual nozzle configurations. And so you have one nozzle that can take up one part of the build plate, and then the other nozzle will take up the other half. And you kind of have this strip of overlap between them. And therefore, the A2L looks like it's going to be very close to the H2D size printer, apart from that first dimension, which is going to be 325 for the H2D and 330 for the A2L. I'm going to skip this next one. I'm going to jump back to that in a second. We'll talk about it. We can see the motion system is still, it's a bed slinger system. The bed moves back and forward. The print head moves side to side and up and down. It is not an enclosed system, so this is an open system. It's not like the X series or the H series even the P1 series, P2 series, they're all enclosed printers. This is fully open. So it's really a machine that's mostly suitable for PLA, PETG, and TPU. There may be some other materials around that you could run through this machine, but you're basically pushing away those engineering materials and sticking with the more common materials. The other spec worth mentioning here is the max build plate temperature has actually gone down. It's now 80 degrees instead of 100 degrees on the original A1. And there's some speculation I've seen online on why this is so and whether it's a downgrade or not. The general talk is that, one, there's been some fire concerns with the A1. I don't know too much about that. I've just seen the pictures and some of the discussion about it, and it's been a bit of a hot topic, I suppose you could say. But the A2 is actually down to 80 degrees C. And the discussion has been that the A1 was never actually recommended to be an enclosed system. And so the build plate temperature never needed to actually go that high for the filaments that you'll be working with. And then for the larger build size of the A2L, you're going to have two things going on. First, you don't need to bring it to that high of a temperature because of the limitations of the materials that you're using. But also, having a larger build plate brings challenges of having even temperature across the build plate. And so by bringing the temperature down, it might make it more easily achievable to have that even coverage of a maximum of 80 degrees across the entire build plate. There's also some other specs that have been released. So the other main difference here is the filament grinding detection in the hot end itself. There is detection on the A2L, whereas on the A1 series, there was not. And this is just a feature in these newer generations of printers from Bambu that will detect things like clumping or nozzle blocks or etc. And basically just eliminating that when there is a problem with the filament actually going through and it starts binding and grinding, it's going to detect that and stop the printing, or at least give you a warning saying that should it stop or not. Because otherwise you come back to your printer and you just see this print head printing in the middle of the air and doing nothing. The other thing worth mentioning, because everything else is basically the same here, is that it now has a maximum colors of 19 compared to 16 of the original A1. There was also this image released that had some additional features of this new A2 series. You have the adaptive vibration compensation, which sounds like that as the model gets bigger, it starts to introduce some vibration and you have some printing side effects because of that, some visual artifacts, and that there is some sort of adaptive vibration compensation system in this printer to give you a cleaner print when you're printing these larger build sizes. And another feature is the granular dampeners to reduce ringing. Again, because of the larger size, this is something that they claim will reduce any of those visual artifacts on those larger prints. Honestly, it's something we have to see to believe. We have to do some printing and see what the results actually show. But I believe them. They generally know what they're doing with their printers. Well, they basically do know what they're doing with their printers. So if they're adding this in, they must have a good reason to do it. And then there is this final image, which has one more feature, which I think will be unique to the A2 series, which is it is going to be compatible with the cutting module and the pen drawing module that we've seen on the H2 series printers. It is now coming to the A2 series. I haven't played around with this module myself. I want to get it because it's not that much of an expensive upgrade, but I think you can do some really unique stuff with it because one, the cutting tool adds a little blade to the tool head and you can basically cut things out like leathers or papers or whatever it is that you just want to cut out from the material. And then you have the pen drawing tool, which again, very unique feature, but for those that are creative and they know what to do with these kind of modules, it can really open up possibilities with their machine. So the more the machine can do, honestly, the better. And I think also because of the Bambu Lab ecosystem like MakerWorld, when people are creating their templates or their models and sharing it into the MakerWorld community, you can get these cool pen drawing tools. Actually, let's go have a look. Let's see what some of them are. When you go to the MakerWorld website, which is Bambu Labs 3D model repository, you can go to the laser and cut tab and you'll see a whole bunch of stuff here for laser and cutting because you can get the laser and cutting module. But you can dig into here further and you'll probably find things where you can use those cutting modules as well. For instance, here's two. There is a Benchy t-shirt and there is a 911 drawing. So you can do some like t-shirt transfers using the cutting tool. I haven't looked into it exactly on how that works, but you can see it in this image here, sticker vinyl. So I think you get like a sticker vinyl sheet. And I'm sure if you check the Bambu Lab website and you go to their materials, you'll find what you need to do this. But I think it just cuts it out and then you iron it onto a t-shirt. You can do that. There is stuff on MakerWorld. And then you have the Porsche 911 drawing. You can basically download this, take it as an SVG, upload it into the Bambu Lab software, and use the pen tool to draw this out for you. And because the H2 series has a camera on board and it can do the alignment of the material for that cutting and drawing, there's going to be what looks like a clever way of the A2 series of being able to do that as well, where you can actually use your smartphone to take a photo of the bed and have it align the material to the project. So I'm really interested to see this actually work in action. That's pretty much all the specs that have been leaked. We'll have to wait for the official announcement of the A2L, which is going to be very, very soon, June 1st, 2026. And from what I've seen online about this A2 series is most people are asking whether the A2 name is really needed for this printer. When you go from A1 to A2 or X1 to X2 like they've recently done, you'd expect that generational gap. And especially with Bambu Lab, because they are probably one of the only ones in the industry that release a printer and they work on it. They add to it, they make it better and better and better. And they will have that product on market for at least what seemed to be like 3 years or 2 or 3 years before they even release that new generation. And so people online have been saying, is there enough in this A2 apart from being bigger to warrant it having that A2 name? And I suppose, yes, there is maybe enough change there to give it that generational advantage. It is one bigger than the original A1 series. It does have a new hot-end technology that detects things like friction resistance and problems when printing that the A1 series doesn't do. And it's also compatible with those drawing and cutting tools that the new generation from the H2 series is capable of doing, and the A1 is not. And then there's those additional features that are built into the machine that just give it a better overall print quality, especially since it's printing larger objects as well. But let me know in the comments, is that enough to call it an A2, or are you wanting more? And I think importantly, is it big enough? Is this what people have been wanting? Have they wanted that non-enclosed large format printer? We've seen them from other brands, and I suppose they're easier to work on, but they also come with their own limitations, like what sort of materials they can use. In my opinion, I think this is going to fit a certain category of customers that Bambu is after. And in my opinion, they've been releasing quite a lot of printers. They've got a whole range that they didn't have in the beginning. You got their H2 series, which is like top of the line. It's got multi-nozzle, it's got a single nozzle, which is really big. Then you have the latest X2 series and P2 series printers to fit that mid-market. And then you still have that older A1 series. And so what I'm thinking is maybe they're starting with the A2 and releasing the big L size, the large size printer, because that's what people have been wanting. But maybe this opens the door to the new A2 and maybe even the new A2 Mini. So it'll be really interesting to see what comes after this printer throughout the rest of the year. I'm really interested to know what you guys think. Is this a printer that you've been waiting for? Are you excited about it? Are you going to get one for yourself when it comes out? And how much do you think it's going to cost? That's all for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you found some value in this video. If you have, then please consider subscribing to the channel. And thanks for watching.